You're listening to Angelic Guidance, aka Stephanie Smith. Stephanie is a spiritual life coach, beauty guru, writer, and performing arts graduate. On this podcast, we'll be diving into topics around faith, spirituality, and how that fits in modern society. Thank you for joining us, and let's dive in.
Hi, my loves. How are you? This is Angelic Guidance, aka Stephanie, here with your daily message. There is a lot that's going to be happening for you guys. I hope you guys checked out the weekly messages. Definitely still a lot of, similarities in the daily messages that do relate to the weekly message and also relates to the message I put out the other day about, God, basically God knows, God knows everything, and God can read between the lines, and God knows your heart, and you know what I mean? And, so what I definitely saw, I did see some warning messages for you guys. And I do feel like that some of you guys have been definitely procrastinating when it comes to paperwork. And you guys have to get started on this paperwork. Okay, I did see this on Patreon as well a few days ago, or I think it was a week ago. Definitely something has to be sorted out. It could be legal paperwork. It could be paperwork relating to a car loan, a legal situation. It could be paperwork relating to investments. It could be taxes. I definitely feel like there's been some procrastination with that, and this has to get done because I do see also debt. It can cause debt to pile up in the future, or it can kind of cause more late fees. There's going to be a lot more charges if you don't get this thing settled. I feel like you have to get it settled as soon as possible. Okay. Definitely I'm seeing, a lot of budgeting and saving needs to happen around this time. Although this is an abundant month for a lot of people, it does not mean that you can go out there and just shop your life away. And, for example, if you get a settlement that's been owed to you, and these are blessings that are coming in for you, or you get a new car, or you got a new home, or whatever you got from God, it doesn't mean that because it's happened, you can completely just kind of while out when it comes to your finances. You still have to make sure that you're putting finances away for a rainy day. And you got to also make sure that you're prepared in case like something comes in case some type of court situation has to be dealt with, or in case some sort of you owe taxes, or you owe, or you have to pay back a loan, or, you go into some random debt. This could be car debt. This could be, school debt, on the other note, I will say this. Let's get all the warning messages out first before we get to the good stuff. Another warning message that I got for you guys is for those who are investing in a business, who are just now going into a business, make sure you do have legal, policies, or you have something legal that is kind of, you have lawyers that work with you, or make sure that you have some type of legal protection when it comes to your business. Because I did see that, for some of you guys, people around this time are very, very shady, and they will go out of their way to do shady things for money. Okay. For example, let me give an example. Somebody may see you have a nice car, and then, kind of say that you may get into a little car accident, nothing life threatening, but because you have a nice car, even though they're in the wrong and they hit you, or even though, you have witnesses, they will literally flip the story around and make it seem like you did something to them, because if they see your nice car, they automatically assume that, you have a lot of money, or you're rich, and that, you have to pay them, that you can afford the accident, and that you should take on all the expenses. That's an example. The other example I saw is that if you have a business, or you're going into business, definitely make sure that you have legal, things set up for your business, because people, like I said, people this time very shady, and they will definitely do things to get extra money. And I feel like people will lie around this time, and it's like sabotaging energy. Like they'll lie around this time and try to make it seem like, you've done something to them health wise, or you've done something just to kind of get some sort of settlement from you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm not saying all people are lying. No. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people are in the wrong, and sometimes people do have to stand up for themselves and take matters in their hands to get legal things done. But I do feel like a lot of it around this time is shady, and people will lie just to get a settlement, or they'll try to blame you for something to kind of make you have to pay them, or they'll try to sue your company, and they'll lie and make up things just to sue your company. So I do want you guys to be very careful of that. And if you're starting a new business, get some legal policies in place and stuff in place for your business, okay? And the other news that I got relating to everything is that I do see for some of you guys, you have been praying for, changes in your life and stuff. And like I told you guys, like it's blessings, a lot of blessings coming in for people. And I saw like the other day, new car, I saw people traveling, I saw a new house, and like I said, not everyone is going to be very happy to see people moving forward, but people don't really see behind the scenes and see how hard people work to get to this point. And this is why God blesses them. So they automatically assume that things are just handed to you and that you don't have to work hard for anything. So it's easy for them to kind of assume or throw jealousy your way, right? I do feel like, relating to this is, now that you've have all these beautiful things coming in for you guys, you know what I mean? I also feel like it's going to cause some embarrassment in some people. And I told you guys yesterday on the community post that, your testimony may also be an embarrassment to others, and this is another reason why others would try to kind of degrade your testimony or kind of try to rain on your parade when God does something for you, or to kind of make you go into doubt, because, your testimony may be their embarrassment. Let me give you an example. Let's just say that somebody said to you that you're never going to get a car, or someone said to you, or they may have laughed at your car. You may have had like a car that had needed a lot of repairs or something, and, it kept breaking down, and they would laugh at you because you didn't have a car, or your car was really, really bad. Or it may be a situation where they may have called you broke, or it may be a situation where they say you're never going to graduate school. Or maybe a situation where they would make fun of your looks or your appearance. Or maybe a situation where they called you, called you names and stuff. Or maybe a situation where, they told you you're not going to graduate college or university. You guys get the point, right? With all that being said, I do see that basically because some of you guys have reached your destination, or you are about to reach your destination, this testimony of yours is, yes, it's going to be an embarrassment to some people. But here's the thing. Not everyone's going to actually admit that they're proud of you or admit that they're happy for you. Some of them, I feel like they'll be happy for you, but they're a little bit embarrassed at the same time. So there's two types of energies. It's like there's people who are happy for you and proud of you, but they're too embarrassed to tell you. They're not jealous of you or hating on you, but they have a hard time saying I'm proud of you. So this may happen sometimes in families, where your parents are very proud of you, but they have a hard time saying it, but they definitely are happy that you're doing the best now. You know what I mean? Or it can be friends and stuff. But then there's another group of people that you may be their embarrassment, because of your testimony. And it's kind of like, they don't want to say they're proud of you, and then they're not happy for you. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's two types. But what I'm seeing mainly is that there is people that do love you, but at the same time, it's kind of like, they are embarrassed for doubting you. They are embarrassed for putting you down. They are embarrassed for not seeing your potential. Okay. Like I'm definitely seeing that. Okay. I'm also seeing for some of you guys, it's kind of like some of you guys feel like really imprisoned when it comes to your testimony and when it comes to like your success. I feel like some of you guys feel like you have to hide the beautiful things that God has done for you. And, I know in the past I've told you guys, like, listen, I've said, it's not always good to show people, your blessings all the time, because that can kind of cause obstacles in your way. Because what will happen if someone knows that God is doing greatness in your life, they will try to sabotage it, right? The devil will use people. So I always told you guys in the past, like, not to always flaunt stuff on social media, or not to always, show people things or tell people things before it happens. But I wasn't saying it as in, don't prove that God is working in your life. Don't, I would always say be cautious of it and just know when is the right time to reveal certain things, because you don't want to attract any more negativity, because I'm pretty sure for you to even get to that point, you have to jump over all these obstacles and challenges, right? So I do want you guys to know that, yes, it's okay to it's okay to show your blessings. Even though I say just be cautious of how you're showing it, be humble. It's okay to show your blessings, but I feel like a lot of you guys may feel imprisoned because it's like, wow, I've been through so much, and I'm finally getting on my feet. I'm finally getting things together. And it's kind of like, although this is happening and God is definitely very much proud of you guys, that's why you're receiving all these beautiful blessings. It's kind of like you have a hard time kind of, it's like you have to hide. It's like you have to hide being happy. And it's not fair that you have to hide being happy. It's not fair that you have to hide the fact that, God is doing greatness in your life. And that's why I told you guys yesterday, that this is a part of your testimony. You don't feel like you have to hide it. But many of you guys may have felt imprisoned when it came to that, because it's like, I don't want to upset this person by, showing my new home, or I don't want to upset this person by revealing my testimony, or you know what I mean? And maybe let me give you an example. It's kind of like, let's just say that you got kicked out or something, and you getting kicked out, you may have been homeless. And then as soon as, you were homeless, you pulled yourself together and you bought yourself a nice house. And you want to share that testimony with people that, hey, I was kicked out from a friend's house, or I was kicked out from a family member's house, and, now I'm able to buy a house, and you want to talk about that testimony, how God worked in your life. But when you do that and talk about that testimony, in the back of your mind, it's going to kind of also expose the people that has done you wrong at the same time. It's going to kind of reveal what they've done to you. And that's kind of like an embarrassment. Although you may not put their information out, like their name and stuff, they know that you're talking about them when you're sharing your testimony. So it may cause some issues, right? So it's like you guys are kind of feeling imprisoned with sharing, your stories because of that, because I feel like a lot of you guys are trying your best not to offend other people. And going back to what I said in the messages last week, not last week, but earlier this week and yesterday on the community post, it's okay to share God's blessings. It's definitely okay. I always say, as long as you're humble about it, and as long as you're giving God the glory and stuff, I definitely feel like it's okay. And I feel like you should. People need to see that God is real and God is definitely working in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. And the way how I see it is, if people are embarrassed because they had a part to play in your testimony, and their part to play was not as positive as you wanted it to be, that's something that's a consequence that they're going to have to deal with, because they should not have done that to you to begin with. It's kind of like, where do they take accountability for their action? You had to take accountability for your part, and you also had to suffer before you received what God has for you, right? So don't be ashamed to show and to share your testimony, and don't be afraid of what other people are going to think about you. Okay, but definitely I see that God is very proud of you guys. I'm also seeing someone is going to get a settlement from a hospital. Something happened in a hospital and someone is going to get a settlement. That's what's in the beginning. Not everyone that sues places or tries to get settlements and stuff is a bad person. Sometimes people are injured and are hurt, but I did see that there was two sides. There's people that were actually hurt and injured, and they're going to get settlements and stuff that's owed to them. But then there's also, because it could have been from a car accident, etc. But there's also people who will lie and try to scam people in order to get some type of settlement, and it will mess up someone else's business or someone else's life, and they don't even deserve it. But I'm going to say something right now. Regardless of where you stand in the situation, God is in control. And, if it was something, that's owed to you in a positive way, God is going to definitely bless you. And if it's something, if you are going out of your way to lie on someone to, try to get some sort of settlement and stuff like that, God can see that as well. And not all money is good money. So when you receive that money and you do what you need to do with it, at the end of the day, you're not going to feel good about it later on. It's going to definitely affect you. Okay. And that's with anything, not just that specific scenario or situation. It's with anything, guys. Okay. So like I said, it's like the testimony situation. You share your testimony, but it may embarrass somebody else. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, not everybody's going to have a positive reaction to things that happen in your life, just like not everybody's going to have a negative reaction to things that happen in your life. Okay, guys, so that's the message I have for you guys. Patreon, I will see you guys, there for the bonus message, and the bonus message will also be extended. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Angelic Guidance, aka Stephanie Smith. Please rate, review, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode, and consider joining the Patreon at patreon.com/angelicguidance333. You can also check out extended videos at VIMEO/angelicguidance333. For bookings and healing remedies, please visit angelicguidanceremedy.com. Until next time, have a great day.